Would you like to know how to master the art of conversation and having more deeper conversations with women to create more connection on your dates? Whilst like chit-chatting is great initially when you are perhaps going on a date or when you are talking with someone, there comes a point where just doing chit-chat or talking about superficial stuff is not enough. And this can be make it or break it type of situation, because if you keep the conversation on a very superficial level for a long time, the woman you're dating, and even if you're interested, she may get the message that you are just that guy who can't go into a more deeper conversation. And no, this doesn't mean that you have to spill the beans on everything on your first date or when you first meet, but it's really about creating a moment in the communication where there's more connection, and more connection means that there's potential for something more, or at least it was a moment where two people were connecting, and whether this is something else comes out of it, great. If not, then that's that. It was just a moment in time. So if you are someone who's struggling to communicate with women and you're struggling in your dating life and you don't quite know why things are not working out for you, this is a series where we talk about all the different aspects of communication, from body language to your mindset to your self-esteem, your energy. Today we're of course talking about how to create more depth into your communication with women and more connection. Hi, my name is Dr. Maria. I'm a registered psychologist, a relationship therapist, and a coach for men who want to become more confident in dating. So I want you to be excited about dating. I want you to become excited about creating more opportunities to meet more women and, who knows, maybe find love in the process. Today we will focus on talking about how you can create more depth into your communication and increase your chances of potentially creating something beautiful with the woman who you've met. When we connect with someone, we feel safe, we feel seen, we feel heard, and it is like coming home. It feels like the other person I'm communicating with, they get me. And this is a truly wonderful feeling. And all of us are longing to have these moments with our partner, potential future partner. So if you really struggle to have deeper conversations, this could be a block for you to find the right relationship for you. What I learned from years of working with men and help them with communication and self-confidence is that often when we are talking about being able to have deeper conversations, there's usually something that is blocking it. And women, of course, are very used to speaking to their girlfriends about different difficult things. But for men, culturally, this has not been okay. And this, again, it doesn't mean that you're spilling the beans about everything that happened to you and so on in life. It's more about being able to be present and have a serious conversation, because truly when you are connecting with someone romantically, there needs to be a sprinkle of fun and laughter. There needs to be a sprinkle of depth. And when you have the combination of that, those are already ingredients for something more. When women are looking for a potential partner, they are thinking about, does this guy have the ability to have a serious conversation, or are they just someone who's jokey and, surface level all the time? So let's now talk about how can we create more depth. How can you master the art of communicating and connecting when you're dating? Okay, so if we start with number one, what is so important when you are on a date with someone? when you've sort of done the initial, more superficial conversations, it's really about inviting her to tell something about her. And this is about you being curious, genuinely curious about her, so that you get to know her. Who is she as a person? You may like the way she looks, but what's really important is that you get to know her, because the most important decision you make in life is the person who you choose to be with in life and partner with, because that relationship has the potential to really enhance your life in so many ways. Or potentially, if it's a complicated relationship, it can really leave you feeling very miserable. So being curious about who she is as a person, what are her values, what makes her tick, these are all very important questions to think about and talk about. So ask open questions about who she is as a person, what she enjoys doing, what makes her excited, what is she maybe a little bit more hesitant about, what's not her thing. So get to know each other, and then you in turn as well share from your experiences, but not as a tit for tat. But when she's sharing, number 2 is really about listening. What is she saying? What is her experience like? And stay with that. Another part of this really listening and being present is also about being able to empathize. If she's telling something about more serious, something maybe that's been more difficult, if you are able to be present with her when she's sharing that, that communicates to her that you are someone who has potential to become a great life partner. In all of this, what's really important is that you are genuine, that you're genuinely interested in her, you're genuinely listening her, and you're acknowledging if something was tricky for her, because that helps her to feel safe. And then you can take in turn. The third way of actually creating more connection is through vulnerability. So this is the invitation for you also then to share something, a life situation that you've learned from. And Brené Brown talks a lot about how vulnerability creates connection, because when we are vulnerable and we are sharing life experiences, this helps us to feel less alone in the world, and we feel like we are connecting, that we are similar, even if our experiences are different. And if you're able to do this on dates as well as have fun, then this communicates to her that you have potential to become a great life partner. Life is not about just bed of roses. It's not always about roses and champagne. There are those times when we want a partner, someone who we can lean on, and someone who is with us, and someone who is able to be with us when we have a hard time. And this applies to you too. Is she able to go there? Is she able to be vulnerable? Because if she's not, then that communicates to you that when there are tricky times, perhaps in a relationship, or something happens, it could be relatives ill or whatever, and if she's not able to communicate about what's difficult for her, that can be a real block in your relationship. So now if we go back to these 3 key things to create more connection on your dates, it's really about genuinely being interested in each other. It's about listening and validating the other person's experience and being curious about and asking questions. And it's about honestly, genuinely being you and sharing something that's meaningful for you. And of course, over time, as you get to know each other, you're sharing more and more. So not everything on the first date. But on the first date even, you may share something that you're okay about another person knowing about. And that allows her to get to know you and vice versa. It is really in communication, you are testing out essentially how you work together, how that would be if you were a couple. And this doesn't always have to be on the dinner date. This can be, you can go on a walk. I know walking dates get such a bad rap, but actually walking dates can really allow you to get to know each other without being so head on. It's more about walking side by side and sharing life experiences and learning about each other. So they can be a great way of really getting to know each other and creating more depth. So tell me, how have your dates been so far? What have been your struggles in communication? Is there something that in particular is helpful for you to know? If you want to become more confident in dating and approaching women, don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that you will be notified of any new videos which I upload weekly. And also it would mean so much to me, because then more people will be seeing this content and more men will be supported with becoming more confident in dating. So I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope you have a good day. See you soon.